Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. As you can see, Bitcoin's currently correcting in the 62,000 range. I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as well as breaking news. Morgan Stanley advisors that manage 5.7 trillion in client assets. Next week, their 15,000 advisors can officially solicit eligible clients BlackRock and Fidelity's Bitcoin ETFs. Let's freaking go. We'll also be discussing the Bitcoin network difficulty breaking a 3-month downtrend, marking a new all-time high, as well as breaking news. MicroStrategy's Q2 earnings reveals Bitcoin stockpile now worth $14.7 billion. Also, as of yesterday, MicroStrategy announced purchasing another $2 billion worth of the Biddy. Shout out to the Giga Chad. We'll also be discussing Trump made many promises to the Bitcoiners. Can he keep them? We'll be discussing this. And also, Trump was just interviewed and said, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion debt by handing them a little crypto check, handing them a Bitcoin. We'll also be discussing, is 95,000 or 120,000 the next likely bull target as Bitcoin traders diverge on the next Bitcoin price top. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin to explode by at least 975% to reach the ultimate price of above 700,000 per coin as per Onchain analyst Willy Woo. I'll be breaking down his timeline. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome, crypto fam. What it do? JV live and in the flesh. Bitcoin correction, BTFD alert. Happy August 2nd, family. We are streaming right now live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Keep in mind, this is a live and interactive stream first and foremost, and I'm going to be streaming for the next couple of hours. Shout out everyone in the chat. LT, Don George, Judson, That Calloused Asian, Chance Bird, Little Germ, Carrie W, representing Alaska Mama. Let's get it. Shout out to the plebs out there. DNA Noonan, good to see you, broski. Says I'm at work yet again, watching the greatest show on the tube. Love your brother. Right back at you. Shout out Dankness. Shout out JC. Shout out Alan. Shout out McFoofinator. Shout out Chandy 10 Music with the road call for my road dogs. What's poppin'? Good to see the fam in the building. We do have a live poll up right now. Let me know if you feel the Bitcoin bottom, where it will be before we start to moon in our Bitcoin ascension. We do have that. So feel free to participate and make sure, family, those of you watching the stream on Rumble and X, you have to visit the YouTube link directly, cryptonewsalerts.net, in order to participate in the live chat and interact with the fam. Also, FYI, I am about to pin the live stream at the top of my profile, so it's easy to find. Here we go, pinned to the profile. So you're going to notice the live stream at the very top of my profile. Anyone who hearts it and repost it with a quote will get reposted. I will make sure to follow you as well as give you an on-screen or a shout out here on the show. So thank you, family, for anyone supporting the stream. Greatly appreciated. For example, LT, he just wrote a quote, "We live with the best crypto alpha news from Puerto Rico to the world." Appreciate that, brother. Just reposted. JC, greatly appreciate your repost. We're live. Where are you? Great question. Where are thy? Where they at? And that goes for anyone else as well who wants to repost. You'll get a shout out, and I'll make sure to, share that and all that fun stuff. So let's get it. Love your optimism. It's the best. Thank you, Christopher. You got to have optimism at a time like this, especially with all the chaos in the world, especially if you understand the Biddy. If you understand the Biddy, you have nothing to fear at the end of the day. You understand? Welcome. Appreciate it, JC. And thanks to the rest of the fam. Take it away with the official theme music.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome, everyone, to the live stream. Make some noise. It is August 2nd. Markets have been correcting past few days. We had a couple of nice weekend pumps, but big correction this week. But it's not just crypto. It's everything. They say this could be the biggest crash in stock markets, etc., since COVID back in 2020. Almost feels like a little deja vu action. Shout out Jerry Reynolds. I appreciate the kind words in the comment. Just reposted that. He put great show, great community. Thank you, family. You guys are the bomb diggity. Shout out Chandy. Oh my gosh, it's finally here. JV with crypto news. Thank you, Chandy and family. Don't forget to subscribe to Chandy's channel. 86,000 subs strong. You'll notice it pinned in the description. And we're going to be playing a brand new song she just finished creating for us here this afternoon. We'll be playing it a little later on the Rumble. And let me know if you guys were able to watch the new music video we premiered yesterday. I'll probably share that one again later today. It's pretty lit. It's called Bitcoin Stand By Me. 20 days for my birthday. Shout out LT. Birthday season around the corner. Shout out to the Nippinator. With the Iran threat, many prepare for a 20% dump, but Bitcoin shows relative strength. Cheers to that, Laser. Shout out Baccarat. What's poppin'? Shout out Diana. Good to see you, family. Alan Haley, what it do? I already know the intro and the 60 G's song. Happy to hear that, LT. There's so much music being produced by Chandy. It's incredible. She's now 40 videos strong on her YouTube channel, Chandy 10 Music. So make sure you're subscribed to it. And again, we're going to be playing a brand new song nobody heard a little later in the stream, which I'm looking forward to. It's a fun song. I already know it. Hell yeah, Chandy, keep pumping out those jammy jams. Shout out Mick Foofinator. Let's get it. Buffett sold a ton of the BOFA. What does he know? JV member sponsorship is the first of the month to get up. I appreciate that reminder. We're going to do that, but I'm going to save it towards the end of the show. Just remind me, because every month I like to gift 10 memberships. We'll gift 10 memberships on the latter end of the YouTube stream, just because more people will be here. So more people will appreciate it. More people will have the opportunity to win. So let me know if that sounds good. I'll gift 5 at a time. I can do it twice. I could do it once a month. I can gift 10 memberships. It is the second. So thanks for the reminder, Crypto Surge. So today will be a incredible experience. We will be gifting a lot of memberships, but you have to be on the YouTube stream to win, just FYI. Meaning if you're watching on X, it's great, but if you want to be in it to win it, all you got to do is head on over to the YouTube channel. Again, it's cryptonewsalerts.net, and the same for the Rumble fam, because the basically how it works, YouTube randomizes it. I'm just going to be like, gift 5 memberships. It's just going to randomly choose 5 people on the stream, and then we'll do it twice. So we gift a total of 10 memberships during today's live stream. We'll make it happen. Of course, they have inside information, you would imagine, so you already know. Sounds perfect, JV. Thanks for the reminder, Serge. I appreciate that. But yeah, let's kick it into high gear. If you are new to the channel, very important to smash the likes, subscribe, then hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Today is pod episode number 1719. I'm your host, JV, rockin' Bukele-nomics. Today, you know how we do. It's August 2nd, 2024. Lots happening in the markets. We've had a bit of a correction. Right now, we're sitting at 63,000. So let's kick it off with our market watch. You should be able to see Coin 360 on your screen. Bitcoin in the red, along with all the major cryptos. Solana, the big loser on the day, down 5%, trading at $153. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at $2.22 trillion. So we're definitely on the decline there. And the Bitcoin market cap is at $1.24 trillion. We got roughly 90 billion worth of volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance back on the climb at 55.6%, with the Ether dominance at 16.3%. Checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours. Monero leading the pack, which is a rarity. You don't typically see Monero leading the pack, but it's up 5% of the day, trading at $161, followed by Flare, up a modest 2%, followed by Core, up a modest 2%. Below that, very minuscule gains, 1% or less, as the majority of the alts are correcting and in the red. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get more of a visual perspective on the day. Safe to say 90 to 95% of the market bleeding and in the red. And if we zoom out on the monthly, get a broader perspective, maybe 80% in the red, 20% in the green, if that. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index. Today we're at 57 greed. Yesterday 52 neutral. Last week a 68 greed, and last month a 50, which is neutral. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know where you feel the bottom will likely be, and please participate in that poll. Right now we got 63 votes. I want to know when you feel the bottom will be in as far as the price action is concerned. Thanks for the disclaimer. This is not financial advice. The information provided is from recent news articles for entertainment and discussion only. Always do your own research before investing into cryptocurrency and take everything JV says with a grain of salt. No investment advice given on the stream. Just FYI. 89 of us and 10 likes. Come on, guys. We could do better than that. Thank you, LT. Bye, bye, bye. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. That's right, Judson. There are 45 likes, not 10. Well, you got to refresh the stream. What happens is it'll stay the same from the time you got on and you think nobody is liking the stream. But if you refresh it, it'll update. Just FYI. But nonetheless, we can always use more likes. So it's all good. Stacking them sats. Chance to stack them bit tees. Bye, guys. Need to work so I can stack them bits. Do what you got to do, Christopher. Thanks for checking in. Orange pill in the masses. You know how we do. Nipsey is my financial advisor. The Nippinator indicator doesn't give financial advice, but to each their own, family. To each their own. Buy Bitcoin now because there won't be any left to buy in 7 to 9 months. In my opinion, I do also back that up. I think we will have a supply shock, 100%. Very limited amount of biddies to go around, especially when you have companies like MicroStrategy purchasing 2 billion at a time. 2 billion worth of the Bitcoin, that is. It's ironic that the German government dumped 2 billion in Bitcoin. Then Sailor's like, yeah, I'll just buy 2 billion. No big deal. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the #1 Bitcoin music channel, Chandy10 Music, and make sure to follow her over on X, Chandy R. Gregory. 60G song, please. I thought you'd never ask.
Bitcoin, 60G, 60G.
Buying opportunity for 5th level sexy G's. What do you think, JV? Buy the biddy. Who cares about a roaring kitty? A boring kitty. Not me. I'm for the bitty. I'm for the Nippinator. I'm for Nipsey. Not for the weirdo Kit Kat kitty cat. The kitty cat. I'm for stacking the sats. Stack the sats. Ain't no thing, baby. It's a chance to stack those sats. Chance to stack the bitties. Baby, you never heard about me with another coin. Bitcoin.
Got my mind on my Bitcoin and my Bitcoin on my mind. And FYI, again, shout out to anyone who's reposting the stream. I'm reposting you guys right now. Chandy, thank you. Darth Melda, I mean, you're the bomb diggity. There's no one like Darth Melda, the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Come join us. Thank you, Melda. Shout out James Elsey. Let's go. We going. And shout out Alaska Mama. And shout out Charlene. You both just got reposted from your boy JV. Shout out Chance at Bit. Appreciate that. Javier, Sergio, Broski, Clevelander. I appreciate it. You guys are the bomb diggity. Appreciate all the support, family. And thank you, Chance at Bit, for reposting. Chandy's reposts of the repost. You guys reposting each other's stuff is only going to help get more eyeballs on the stream. So thank you, family. In all the years I've watched you, you have never kissed Nipsey. Give the dog a kiss for all of us, says Dan Cardin. That's interesting. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. JV, Sexy G, LT, what it do? That's my favorite part. I like wiener dogs. Is that weird? I think dachshunds is the proper term, but when you say wiener, it is a little weird. I got my mind on my Bitcoin and my Bitcoin on my mind. 60 G's, buying opportunity. Hopefully that song is embedded in all of your brains, just like it is mine. It's my favorite song. Sergio, if you can hear me, read me. Your name is in the new song today. Yes, shout out Sergio. You're going to really appreciate the new song that Chandy created about the El Salvador hats and her dog eating them. And it is not only hilarious, but it's an awesome jam. We'll play it and premiere it a little later, so be on the lookout. What's happening to the stock market? 3 trillion down, I read. That's right. Big market crash. 19 Imperial. They say this is the biggest crash since Novid 2020. I've seen JV kiss the Nippinator, says Serge. Well, there you go. Kissing dogs will be censored. Stock market in fear. What is interesting is the broader markets have a crap day. Bitcoin showing resilience to the noise. Good point. Bitcoin is maintaining. We're only down less than 1% on the day while the stocks are getting absolutely destroyed and decimated. Dogs are givers, cats are takers. Yeah, I don't want to hit no bestiality charges. You know what I mean? You start kissing your dog on the stream, they'll send the feds right to my house. Lock them up. Bestiality, live on stream. We caught him kissing his dog. That's the kind of world we live in nowadays. So you got to be careful out there. Good point, Thankness.
60 G's, 60 G's, buying up for 218. Don't Bitcoin.
And speaking of Sergio, shout out Sergio. He's the one who makes all the custom Bukele and El Salvador hats for not only the president, Bukele, but also for Max Kaiser. And he hooks his boy JV up. So if you want a hat like this, this is a custom fitted. I wear the small medium. It fits my head perfectly. You can find it at bitcoincaps.net. So shout out Sergio on that. Nothing wrong with kissing your dog. They are beautiful, says Stan. Bitcoin thrives when there is chaos. Stocks down will send investors to the biddy. Just on the head, JV. Not on the lips, my man. You got to be careful. No, be honest. Nipsey is one of the dogs who don't like kisses. Most dogs will like try to get in your face and lick you. He's the opposite. When you put your face near him, he goes the other way. So he's not into the kissing. I'll just be honest with you. So it's what it is. No matter what's happening, my miners are stacking sats 24/7, 365. JBZ says, I am weird. We're all weird. I used to have a podcast called Weird Entrepreneurs. So literally, this is like a decade ago, a long time ago. My first podcast was Weird Entrepreneurs, and I would interview successfully weird entrepreneurs. Precisely what I am, a weird, successful entrepreneur. So go figure. But anyways, let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis. We'll check out some of the charts and we'll do some live chartage as well, family. So here we go. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. We appreciate the support. Bitcoin long liquidations hit 300 million as Bitcoin price falls to 62 G's, baby. That's right. Here you're looking at the 15-minute chart. Bitcoin fell over $1,600 in 60 minutes yesterday, August 1st, as a wave of volatility disrupted the market. Now, TradingView showed a nightmare for long traders unfolding August 1st as Bitcoin suddenly dropped from 64 to 62.8. As you can see here in the 15-minute chart. Now, those betting on Bitcoin's recovery lost big yesterday, August 1st. However, as the downturn liquidated long positions worth 310 million amid a 24-hour total wipeout of 337 million. This is according to data from CoinGlass. More than 77 million worth of long positions have been liquidated over the past 24 hours, with 26 million being wiped out in the last 4 hours. Mind-boggling, right? Market makers are happy. The largest single liquidation occurred on the OKX crypto exchange involving ETH/USD swap worth $4 million. And for market analysts, DW, the demise of the positions was not extreme. Despite significant downward moves, DW said that the market is back to experiencing low liquidity, cautioning the higher selling moving forward. Quoting him here, Mt. Gox is not behind us. It is the summer. And post Bitcoin 2024, it is back to low liquidity. So whatever selling is happening will be magnified. Meanwhile, independent analyst Mags had more of a positive outlook for the biddy, saying the price was holding above a crucial moving average support as it traded close to the upper boundary of a descending, broadening wedge. Quoting him here, the hash ribbons have also printed a buy signal, and that's a fantastic buy signal, family we have covered many times on the show. According to the analyst, the current Bitcoin price action is a short-term pullback that resembles the previous instance when the ribbon turned green following by significant upward moves. Quoting him again, the price dip immediately after, followed by some consolidation and a nice V-shaped recovery. Shout out to my V fam. And as long as the price is holding above 60 G's, dips are for buying. And quoting the late great Nipsey Hussle, we connected at the bottom like the letter V. One of my favorite quotes. Of course, I'm JV. We connected at the bottom like the letter V. You already know. Started from the bottom, now we here. But anyways, Bitcoin's correction on the first day of August is no surprise, as historical data reveals that the Bitcoin price tends towards weak performance in August after a volatile July. Bitcoin returns in August have historically averaged 2.2%, according to data from CoinGlass, which was tracking Bitcoin's monthly returns since 2013. And in 8 out of the 11 years, Bitcoin's price closed in August in the negative with a median return of negative 6%. Historically, an independent analyst, Karen, out of all names, that's hilarious. We got Karen, the analyst, highlighted, pointing to the sharp correction of the price of Bitcoin on the first day of August. While gold and oil prices are rising, Bitcoin isn't. typical, something a Karen would say, right? She also noted Bitcoin ignored 100% Fed rate cut odds, which are apparently not enough to push the Bitcoin price higher. And before I pull up the live charts, a little breaking news, but it is a big one. Morgan Stanley, who advises 5.7 trillion in client assets. Next week, their 15,000 advisors can officially start to solicit eligible clients into BlackRock and Fidelity's Bitcoin ETFs. So this is going to open the door to a lot of investors getting access to Bitcoin ETFs via Fidelity and BlackRock, the two largest. So this is a pretty big deal, and this can help pump the inflows into the ETFs, and which would ultimately pump the Bitcoin price action. So there you have it, yo. And pulling up some of the live charts brought to you by TradingView via Coinbase. Here we're looking at the 1 hour right now, live and in the flesh. As you can see, we're just shy of 63,000. A lot of targets happening on the 1 hour chart. We do have a bullish target sitting north of 70,000, or I should say 69,000 level. And we do have a bottom target sitting at I'd say 60,000 level, and we do have another target sitting at $55,000. And zooming out, we'll check out the 4 hour and we'll go broader to get a broader perspective here. On the 4 hour chart, as you can see, we had those two big red candles, but we're currently correcting since then. We do have a target on the 4 hour, even though there's a rising wedge formation. There is a bottom target currently at $54,300. And zooming out a little more, here's the 1 day chart. And again, this is live and in the flesh via TradingView via Coinbase. You can see on the daily, we had that huge red candle, unfortunately, as we're currently sitting under 63 Gs. And we do have a target on the daily sitting at 47,700. And also keep in mind, we have a CME futures gap currently open at around 58.5. So some analysts are calling for us to revisit to close that gap, but we'll soon see. And looking at the most bullish chart, which is the 1 week, we still have the bullish flag formation with a big target, cup and handle target sitting just shy of $126,000. And then we're going to zoom out on the monthly to get even broader. And as you can see here, the monthly chart, we did get an itty-bitty green close for July, and we're just entering August. I'm optimistic that we can close above 70,000, potentially revisit price discovery, sitting currently at 73.8, which means once we enter 74, there's no limit to how high the Bitcoin price can soar, as there's no bottom to how low the fiat can crash. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts on where you feel will bottom out, and don't forget there is a live poll up right now. So let me know. Please participate. Keep it in mind, this is live and interactive, live and in the flesh right now. There is no second best. That's right. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
You hear that? When you got the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Shout out Charlene. I appreciate another repost. She put, Max just endorsed Donald Trump for president of the United States. That's right. And if you actually watched Max and Stacy on stage, even though they're speaking like New Yorkers, how us New Yorkers speak, right? Crypto Surge, some people get offended by New York talk, but it's a New York thing. So I just got to throw that out there. They clearly said during their speech that they were voting for Trump. So FYI, they absolutely are supporting Trump because he's the best option. Compared to Harris and Biden, I mean, are you joking? It's a no question. It's a no-brainer. But I appreciate you sharing that, and thank you for the repost, and thank you for all your support, Charlene. I greatly appreciate you. And shout out Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I appreciate it. Thanks for the reposts. Anyone who reposts the stream will get reposted. I'll make sure to follow you and shout you out as well, because I greatly appreciate it, family. And yeah, so you already know. Infinite amount of wealth fits into the biddies. Bring it on. Amen. It's going up forever, Melda. Bitcoin Bitstamp daily, there is still the weakness across the RSI, the log MACD, but it is holding well. The 0.886 Fibonacci is acting as support at about 61 Gs, baby. And speaking of 60 Gs, baby.
Bitcoin, but I don't sweat it because it's just pathetic to let it get me involved in that sell on the crowd sell on.
Well, Max says a lot of stuff, but all I'm saying, if you watched his speech, he clearly said that him and Stacey were voting for Trump and that they support him. However, they're New Yorkers, so they can speak a certain way to fellow New Yorkers. Trump is a New Yorker. Crypto Surge is a New Yorker. JV is a New Yorker. JC is a New Yorker. We have our own slang. We have our own way of speaking. Regular people get offended by New Yorkers. That's just what it is. But we speak the truth. 'Tis what it is.
On the dip crowd, dip sell, dope sell, no sell, no I won't Bitcoin sell. I'm no sellout. Bitcoin, Roger out, Roger out.
You feel me? Where my New Yorkers at? Welcome, all 70 likes, 112 in the chat. Hit the likes, you bunch of degens. Don't sell your pet rock at the tapeworm, telling people to buy the biddy now. Yeah, F the tapeworm. We're referring to the one and only Jamie the Tapeworm Diamond. If you've never seen Max's impersonation of Jamie the Tapeworm, you're missing out on life. Just saying. There may be some big numbers moving into the Bitcoin ETFs today as well. They don't post until Monday. Good point there, family. It is Friday. Happy TGIF. Anyone with a brain in the UK is looking to leave and relocate. 12 million millionaires expected to exit the UK in the next 12 months. Everyone is sick of this place. I don't blame you, Dan. It's very sad what's going on there. Can I be the honorary New Yorker from Arkansas? Chandy, the New Yorker from Arkansas. You nailed it. You're our adopted New York family. Thanks for the X-Link, Streamlabs. Cheers. Shout out Diana, and thank you, Streamlabs, for doing your job. And we do have a merch store, actually. It can be found at merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. Thank you, Streamlabs. Hello from rainy Puerto Rico. Shout out Joe Buddy. It is absolutely a rainy day. I think the rain just stopped, though. It's been raining since I woke up. Nippinator's been very chill, being a very good dog, but we couldn't even go on our walk earlier because it was pouring. But the skies are starting to clear a little. I think the rain officially ceased, at least in the city I'm at. But shout out to the Puerto Rico fam as well. What to do? I want Pepe to go 10x. Well, Bitcoin will go 10x, so you don't got to hope. Does he ever wash the Warriors jersey? Yeah, why would you think I don't wash my jerseys? Number one. What's happening with the ETH ETF? Is it launched? I am waiting for that 12K ETH, says Chris. Yeah, they did officially go live on the 23rd of last month, so they are live. Unfortunately, just like when Bitcoin ETF went live, Grayscale started dumping mass amounts. Same thing with the Ethereum, so the outflows have been staggering, and hence, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. 2 more weeks, says Wilhelm. What's happening in 2 more weeks there, family? That's right. There can only ever be 21 million biddies. I love when Max outrageously tears a bundle of 20s and $100 bills, and afterwards he signs the puzzle for his fans. Max is the man. Shout out the high priest. Don't worry about the drop, guys. DCA, hodl, be thy name. You damn right. You nailed it. It's all good. Just a correction there. Best ish coin is Solana, not ETH, says Geo. Hodl, I appreciate you, Ace. Thanks for that repost. It dumps, says Dan. That's 1 million millionaires per month. Where are they moving? The Caymans, British Island, Puerto Rico, El Salvador. I don't know. My dad was a 1940s, 50s Brooklyn guy who spoke the same way Trump speaks. Amen. Both my parents from Brooklyn as well. And anytime friends came over, why is your dad yelling? I was like, he's not yelling, he's talking. My dad talks is equivalent to somebody yelling. New York, different slang. Bitcoin dominance just topped. Word. Let's get it. You must be new here because JV always wears something dope. Thank you. Thank you. And yo, sometimes I wear the back-to-back Warrior jerseys. They're different. This is Thompson, number 11. The other one I wore yesterday was Stephen Curry, but it's a similar color. So sometimes you wear the same jersey every day. Even if I did wear the same jersey every day, who cares? Like, why would you care? Let's hurry up and go down to 58,000 so we can start after the new all-time high. Watch out, Westchester. My husband is from Brooklyn. Shout out to your husband, JC. Gotta love NYC. For real. Ain't no place like New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do when you're in. Sing it with me. Anyways, we're still dropping, yo. 62.5. Here we go. Are we going to retest 60, a major psychological support? Will we drop? Will we close that CME futures gap at 58? let me know, family. We're getting mighty close right now. But let's dive into the next story of the day. But first, let me check the X feed, see if we got any more reposts so I can repost you guys. FBI from Brooklyn Island. There we go. Thank you, Chandy, for reposting Melda's repost. If Melda, the everything, says crypto news alerts is #1, then it's a fact. I second that. Thank you, Chandy. That's very kind of you. And shout out Diana. I appreciate it. Live Bitcoin news right now. Just reposted, family. Shout out Tokens, Charlene. I will follow all JV viewers who repost this. Thank you. I just reposted it for you, Charlene. Everyone make sure to repost Charlene's repost and she'll follow you as well. We're a family unit. We a tribe. You know what I mean? We united at the hips. Hodl and Chill. Join the CNA fam. We live now. Thank you, Hodl and Chill. Hodl, hodl, hodl. Shout out to the Hodl gang. We appreciate you. But yeah, let's dive into the next story of the day. Keep the comments flowing. Always greatly appreciated. Next story, let's discuss the difficulty hitting yet another all-time high, as the headline reads. Bitcoin network difficulty breaks 3-month downtrend to mark a new all-time high. The difficulty to create a new block on the Bitcoin blockchain increased by over 10%. August 1st, adding pressure to the rising operational costs related to the Bitcoin mining. For nearly 3 months between May 9th and July 30th, Bitcoin's network difficulty witnessed a significant decline, effectively reducing the computational power required to confirm Bitcoin transactions on the blockchain. And while a higher network difficulty demands higher computational power for processing the BITI transactions, it effectively secures the network against external attacks. And as a result of the lower hash rate combined with the infrastructure upgrades, several Bitcoin miners, including Bitfarms, recorded higher monthly earnings in July compared to the previous months. However, the network difficulty shot up July 31st and eventually marked a new all-time high on August 1st at 90.66 trillion. The difficulty increased 14%, which is positioned to negatively impact miners' earnings in the near future. Pretty wild. And on the other hand, the Bitcoin network has maintained its hash rate metric for nearly 6 months at 630 exahashes per second. The hash rate is another security metric determined by the total number of the mined blocks and the relative network difficulty. And amid the growing financial pressure, Bitcoin mining firms are currently holding on to the Bitcoin rewards in hopes of selling it for a bigger profit in the near future. That's right. Speaking to Salam Khan, Marathon's chief financial officer, to better understand how the miners decide when to accumulate their BITI and when to move them onto the market, here's what he shared. There are market dynamics that you have to consider. In the short term, the Bitcoin price could fluctuate, and your decision could be impacted as a result of that. Now, Marathon Digital currently holds 18,536 BITIs, worth over $1 billion, up 48% from its 2023 holdings of 12,538. You already know they're extremely bullish. All the miners are going to be very bullish on Bitcoin, especially post-halving, like a time like this, where historically the markets have shown us post-halving, we typically rise for 18 months after the halving, which would mean bullish Q3, bullish Q4 of 2024, and a hell of a bullish 2025, hitting a cycle peak sometime the following year. Let me know if you agree with that synopsis, and let me know if you're bullish for the miners. JD Vance is going to Savannah, Georgia. Yeah, I saw him speaking. I don't know where he was speaking earlier. Shout out JD Vance, new VP for Trump. Know it. Your knower that your Bitcoin sooner or later is going to the moon. Know it in your knower. I like that, Justin. I've never heard that one before. Know it in your knower. There you go. I bet BlackRock is buying like a mofo on the OTC today. I think you're probably right. There's Zingdai Photo. You already know they're stacking the biddies, smart money. Last time MicroStrategy bought the Bitcoin was at 67 Gs. I bet Michael Saylor is happy for this $2 billion buy. Guarantee you're right. And there, Robert. He's probably doing a dance right now. It's called the Bitcoin BTFD dance. And he's probably naked. Shout out Satwise, what's poppin', brother? Good to see you. Shout out Phil C. What's good in the hood? The crypto hood, that is. The crypto hood that never sleeps. $69 Gs, baby.
We've been climbing, aim for $1 million climaxing, never stopping. Bitcoin is rising. We already hit 67K, and now we're aim.
Shout out Charlene again. Thanks for all the reposts. Crypto Dingo, thank you for the repost. Just reposting the repost family. You know how we do. 69 G's incoming.
Whoa, at that 69 speed G spot, rocket taking off. Everybody knows it's the magic spot. Watch how it goes when we hit the 60.
What'd you say? I missed taking the piss out. No clarity, Gary. Well, we'll be discussing no clarity, Gary getting fired by Trump on day one. That's one of the many promises Trump promised us at the event when he was on stage. He had to double back and say it twice. Gensler, you're fired. Hashtag FGG. Feel free to share it. Still, they get quite a bit more now, says Robert. Come on, 63. I mean, obviously we're dropping, so let's see if 62 holds. If 62 don't hold, next logical target's going to be 60, psychological support. And then if 60 don't hold, clearly we're going to close the CME futures gap at 58.5-ish, somewhere between 58 and 59. That would be my guess. We'll see if we hold up, though. There's no telling. Bitcoin's unpredictable. So glad the Bitcoin community is positive. The UK is a mess. Sending you lots of love out there in the UK, all the European fam. Shout out Paul Gamble. Appreciate you supporting the stream, broski. Jerome, 80 likes, 131 people in the chat. Please like and share. I know we got over 900 people on the stream, so you got to keep that in mind. Clearly, 800 of you guys are on X. The remainder on, YouTube and Rumble, but all the likes we can get does help out tremendously with the algorithm. That's why I encourage and invite everyone watching the stream right now on X or Rumble, visit the direct YouTube link at cryptonewsalerts.net so you can at least participate in the live chat and you can share comments, ask questions, and you could also hit the like and help us out with the algorithm, family. If I were living off of my husband's disability from the VA, we'd be in deep-ish right now. I've been paying my mortgage and car for Bitcoin for the last couple of months. Damn. Thank God you got some Bitcoin, right? And shout out to the Nippinator. He says hello to everyone. He's like, JV, it's not raining no more. Let's go for our walk. You have to wait because now we're in the middle of a stream. You can do it. But anyways, love the music to drown the noise. Thank you, Derek Scott. And exactly, it works out perfectly because when I check my X feed and do things, I play some music. It's just like perfect. That way there's no dead space of me being boring. You know what I mean? So RFK would surely fire Gensler, plus give us tax-free $1 million Bitcoin faster than any other path. That's what he promised us, 100 on that. He said he would make it to where there are basically no taxes with Bitcoin to fiat transactions, meaning you'd be able to spend your Bitcoin tax-free, which is some next level-ish, 100% on that. No questions asked, so you already know. Hashtag FKH. Exactly, hodl and chill. I second that. AAH, he is lovely. Needed to check on his dad. What's AAH stand for there, family? I'm not familiar with that. Let me know. And also, fam, be sure to support Chandy. She creates a lot of this exclusive music that we play on the podcast. You can find her channel at Chandy10 Music. It's also pinned in the comments on the tube. Make sure to subscribe and watch her videos, comment, and all that fun stuff. And you can follow her on X, Chandy R. Gregory. Let's go. Every evening, or good evening, family. Same for me. I wouldn't have a decent retirement at all without Bitcoin. I have had been a fiat slave my whole life. Well, thank God for the biddy, eh? A lot of us would be in a bad situation without the biddy. Gensler's like a Microsoft operating system. It fires itself. That's a good one, Greg. Hashtag, the hashtag of the hashtag. What up, Don George? What's poppin', broski? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, next story of the day, let's discuss Michael Saylor, the latest what's going on with MicroStrategy. Yesterday, breaking news. We'll start there here. I put Saylor is the effing legend. Breaking news, MicroStrategy to raise $2 billion to buy more Bitcoin. He obviously hacked the matrix. He can get unlimited amount of money borrowed at virtually zero interest and just buy Bitcoin with it. I mean, why wouldn't he? And that's ultimately an attack against the central banking cartel. So long live the king, the one and only Saylor. And in other headlines, MicroStrategy's quarter two earnings reveals Bitcoin stockpile now worth close to $15 billion, family. So that's right. MicroStrategy purchased an additional 12,222 Bitcoin for $805 million in the second quarter of 2024, bringing its total Bitcoin holdings to 226,500 BTC, worth around $15 billion at the current price. In its quarter two earnings call, MicroStrategy posted significant losses of about $5.74 per share on the quarterly revenue of $111 million, a 7% decline year over year. The losses exceeded analyst expectations, which pegged a quarterly loss of 78 cents per share and $119 million in revenue, according to the Bloomberg survey data, as outlined here. Notably, the firm revealed a net loss of $123 million in quarter two, a slight improvement from its net loss of $137 million for the same quarter of the previous year in 2023. The firm shared that its total holdings of 226,500 Bitcoin had been acquired for $8.5 billion at an average price of $36,000 per Bitcoin, which means they're almost up double their initial investment. Not too shabby. It also unveiled a new key performance indicator called the Bitcoin yield, which represents the percentage change over time in the ratio between the firm's Bitcoin holdings and its diluted outstanding shares. Diluted share outstanding include all of the company's common stocks and any additional shares created from convertible notes or exercising their stock options. And that's precisely how he's able to buy so much Bitcoin. They do something with their stocks, changing them into convertible notes. And like I said, it's like a hack of the matrix. It's a genius. MicroStrategy said its Bitcoin yield currently stands at 12.2% year to date, noting it would target a rate between 4 to 8% annually over the next 3 years. Quoting the Kabisi letter, or no, this is KPI here. The company uses Bitcoin yield as a KPI to help assess the performance of a strategy acquiring Bitcoin in a manner the company believes accredited to the shareholders. It said in a statement. The company also confirmed that its 10-to-1 stock split, announced initially July 11th, would go forward effective August 7th, 5 days out, family. So is they going to be buying more Bitcoin? Absolutely. MicroStrategy said it would file a registration form for a $2 billion at the market equity offering in a bid to raise further capital. Now, typically when he does that, he usually under promises and over delivers. So like if he says he's going to purchase, let's say 500 million, sometimes he does 800 million. So if he says he's going to purchase 2 billion, you never know. He may end up purchasing 2.5 billion, 3 billion, 3.5 billion. That's the legend of the Giga Chad. Just saying. MicroStrategy shares are currently trading at $1,500 around this time, fallen 6% August 2nd. The firm share price bounced 1% after hours trading following the release of the quarter two earnings per trading view data. So there you go, yo. Another 2 billion incoming from MicroStrategy in the Giga Chad. Holla. So there you go. I mean, BTFD. It's time. It's an effed up reality for most people, and the debts are crushing them. I wish I could orange pill the whole planet. Amen to that, Darth. I mean, that's the mission, right? And that's why we're here every day. MSTR earnings today, they missed, but not badly. So what? Their stock has a 10-to-1 split in 5 days on the 8th. That's right, 8-8, another divine omen, infinity sign, 8-8, send it. Saylor's a genius. He pioneered data intelligence, which is the backbone of what had become AI. Amen, sat wise. What about Cynthia Lummis, bro? Announcing revaluing gold to buy Bitcoin as a hedge against the debt. That was a featured story, I think, the past 2 or 3 days. I covered Cynthia Lummis with the million Bitcoin proposal for the U.S. government and her bill. I know I covered it yesterday, the day before, and I think the day before. So I probably covered it on the pod already, maybe 3 times, I'm assuming. So you could always go back and watch that. Today, it's not in the... It's not going to be discussed today because we just discussed it yesterday. We're going to discuss some other good things, though. What is Saylor's company again? It's slipping my mind. MicroStrategy. Macro strategy. I say it every day. Bitcoin is not for everyone. Facts, Diana Jones. Some people love to hodl fiat. To each their own. Hopefully this is the last price dip before we fly to 6 figures. Hopefully Ricky Norwood, or unhopefully, depending upon if you're still looking to stack some sats. Because I think a lot of us would like more opportunity to buy on the low. That's why Bitcoiners are always winners. It's in our DNA. If Bitcoin is going up, granted, you got to stack winning. And if it's dipping, if you can take advantage of that dip, stack more sats, winning. So all we do is win, 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 no matter what. Biddies on my mind, I'ma never give them up. Nipsey's paws go up, and they stay there, and they stay there. All we do is win, win, win. Bukelenomics. This is what we do. They not like us. Thanks for the reminder. Mr. 100 now owns 120,000 Bitcoin. We're going to have to rename him Mr. 120,000. How about that? Infinity versus 21 milli. That's right. Energy, frequency, and vibes. Ish don't kill my vibe.
9K, we will continue to grow. Let it flow, 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 flow.
Oh, and JD Vance was just on the Nelk podcast because I saw him with Bradley Martin. Kind of hilarious. I didn't get to watch that yet. Shout out Nelk. Full send in this piece. 69 G's. Yes, please.
Magic, cosmic fire. The rocket is fueled up. Prepare for flight. Rocket up kind of high.
And also, again, Chandy, thank you for reposting Diana's repost. I just reposted your repost of the repost. And same for Charlene. Thank you for reposting your repost of the repost. Just reposted, family. And if you guys can repost the stream, you're going to notice it pinned at the very top of my profile. Just hit the heart and repost it with a quote. And that way I can repost it, get more eyeballs on the stream, which ultimately just means we orange pill the masses. I mean, that's the whole goal with me doing this show every day for the past 1,719 days. It's to orange pill the masses, spread the word, create some Bitcoin awareness so people have better options in their lives. So thank you, family. Please share your X handles for me. Pretty please, anyone. I can't figure out who is who over there. Good idea there, Chandy. You guys can put your handles in the chat, and then the fam could also look you guys up. You could all friend each other and repost each other's stuff. Stand strong, family. Shout out DJ Wednesday representing Puerto Rico in the building. Shout out Warren G. Good to see you, brother. A Bitcoin 2Xs, they'll 5X. Do the math. Grayscale really be trifling with themselves. They really do be trifling with themselves, eh?
69G bound, such a fun time. Rocket up, kind of doing. Sexy rising Bitcoin. We're on the brink, we're feeling fine. Counting down the seconds.
I recently bought MicroStrategy. Shout out Jerry Reynolds, repping Bangkok, Thailand. I was an IT guy who looked up Sailor early in my career. I bought my first Bitcoin in March of 2013. And that fall, Sailor trashed it, and I was crushed. Snoopy danced when he found Satoshi. Well, first and foremost, massive shout out to all the OGs, including Satwise Jenks, who front run so many of us. Wow, 2013, you're way ahead of your time, broski. That means right after the 2012 halving, when Bitcoin went up like 9,000%, you found the biddy. And that's right. For those that don't know, Sailor once publicly bashed Bitcoin. That's a fact. You can still find the tweet from 2013 or however far back that was. And then he didn't come around, I think, till 2020 when he put MicroStrategy put the Bitcoin on the balance sheet. They became the first publicly traded company to do so. Imagine if Sailor would have embraced Bitcoin in 2013, 7 years prior than when he actually did in 2020. How much of the Bitcoin supply he would have in his possession right now? It'd probably be like 10, 20. Obviously, I don't know, but maybe 10 million Bitcoin. Who knows? Who knows? So that's kind of crazy, but 'tis what it is, eh? Warren is up to something in the Congress today, JV. You're referring to Senator Warren. Watch out. It has to do with Bitcoin. Well, we all know the enemy is Bitcoin. We don't trust them. The Democrats are absolutely enemies of Bitcoin. Central banking cartels are enemies of Bitcoin. Senator Warren's an enemy of Bitcoin. Gary Gensler is an enemy of Bitcoin. Joe Biden is an enemy of Bitcoin. Miss Yellen Binance is an enemy of Bitcoin, and we don't like our enemies. We ride on our enemies. Don't make me resurrect Pac right now, family, because I'll hit him up. We hit him up with the Bitcoin rants. Bitcoin is a chance for a generation to not F up with the leverage and MicroStrategy. 2015 hodler, JC, another legend. Shout out all the legends, all the OGs. But anyways, next story of the day. Here's the latest with Trump. We all know he gave a very powerful speech at the conference. He also started embracing Biddy a few weeks ago. Ironic enough, 10 days after he embraced Bitcoin publicly, there was an assassination attempt on his life. We thank God he survived, but by, a crosshair. Shout out Derek Scott. Appreciate the subscription, brother. And anyone who subscribes to the pod will get an on-screen shout out. So thank you. But yeah, here's the headline. Trump made many promises to Bitcoiners, Can he keep them? And also, he was just interviewed. I saw this right before I went live. And they were asking him about the debt. And he said, maybe we'll just pay off our 35 trillion debt by handing them a little crypto check, handing them a Bitcoin. Ironic, because not we, but the people handed Trump a Bitcoin on stage in Nashville, like a physical Bitcoin. Back when a physical Bitcoin was a thing, someone flew down just to gift that to Trump. And now Trump wants to pay it forward. Hand us all a Bitcoin. I mean, I wish he could do that, but unfortunately it don't work that way. There's not enough Bitcoin to go around. But maybe if he meant send some sats to everybody, that'd be more logical, right? But anyways, kind of cool. He keeps talking about Bitcoin. He got Bitcoin on his mind, which is pretty lit. But anyways, here are some of the promises he offered from the recent speech in Nashville. He says, producing tremendous electricity. You need to double the electricity of the entire electricity. That's how we have it right now in the U.S. to dominate. And we'll get that done. Referring to bringing the Bitcoin miners home in the United States, making the United States a dominant force to be reckoned with when it comes to the Bitcoin mining. That was one of the promises. Another quote, mining all the Bitcoin in the U.S. If crypto is going to define the future, I want it to be mined, minted, and made in the USA. It is going to be. It is not going to be made anywhere else, especially that China, huh? The next thing he said, which got the biggest applaud, was in the crowd, fire SEC Chairman Gensler. He said, on day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC Chairman. I do feel he has the power to do that and will do that. We all know that Gary is an enemy of Bitcoin and has been since day one, since taking over the job from, I believe, Jay Clayton, the SEC chairman that come before him. And you already know, since Gensler has taken place, he has done a lot of horrific things to our industry. He was working alongside Bankman-Fried. He had many meetings behind closed doors, and they're on the record meeting several times. So it makes you wonder what kind of shenanigans they had plotted, because I feel they were both looking to take down Bitcoin personally. Another thing is sweeping policies. He said, as president, I will immediately shut down Operation Choke Point 2.0. Upon taking office, I will immediately appoint a Bitcoin and Crypto Presidential Advisory Council. I will immediately order the Treasury Department and other federal agencies to cease and desist all necessary steps for a central bank digital currency. There's a lot to unpack here. Let's start with Operation Choke Point 2.0, which he'll immediately shut down. We all know the heads behind this: Gary Gensler, Senator Warren, and again, Joe Biden. So if he is president, he's going to get rid of Gary and appoint someone who is pro-crypto, not looking to stifle innovation and destroy it and keep us suppressed, which is precisely what Gary Gensler has been doing, and Warren and the rest of them with Choke Point 2.0. Now, the other thing he says, he'll immediately order the Treasury Department and other federal agencies to cease and desist all necessary steps for a central bank digital currency. He promises under his administration, he will not allow the United States of America to launch a CBDC. We all know the NWO, New World Order plans, is central bank digital currencies, cashless society, because it's programmable money, just like we don't like, just like Bitcoin separates money from state. Well, CBDC allows the state to control your money, which is a disaster just waiting to happen. It would be like fiat, but digital fiat, which is programmable. They can set expiry dates and things like that, encouraging you to never save. Whereas Bitcoin is the ultimate savings technology. Bitcoin is the antidote to those CBDCs. Trump promises no CBDC. That's powerful. Does he have the power to stop it? Honestly, I don't know. And again, maybe he gets elected for 4 years. We have no CBDC, and he immediately gets replaced with Biden 2.0 or whomever, Kamala 2.0, and then they launch a CBDC. All I know is I don't trust the U.S. government, and I do feel they're going to launch a CBDC regardless if the president says they won't allow it. But that's just my intuition, because I've known about the evil agenda of CBDCs for a very long time, and I've been blowing the whistle on it for a very long time. But Trump promises to be against it, and so we'll see. Next, he says, commute Ross Ulbricht's sentence, quoting him here. I repeat my pledge to commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to sentence of time served. We know Ross has been serving jail time, I think, since 2015. He got 2 freaking life sentences. They just unfortunately use him as an example, right, to show Bitcoiners that you don't mess with the Bitcoin or you'll be life in prison, which is completely unjust. Even freaking the biggest scammer of our generation, I think the biggest scammer of all time, Scam Bankman-Fried of FTX, is serving only 25 years in prison. And if I was to guess, is more than likely going to get pardoned by Sleepy Joe before Sleepy Joe leaves the White House. If Sleepy Joe is even still alive, it's a mystery at this point, but you get my point. I trust nothing. But anyways, him saying he'll pardon Ross, I believe that. And that's a beautiful thing because we all want Ross to be free. And how ironic would it be and beautiful if he frees Ross Ulbricht on day one, as he promises, and then the next event, Ross gets to speak on stage, right? Maybe Trump introduces Ross or Ross introduces Trump. How poetic would that be, family? Let me know. But anyways, those were some of the promises. There's a lot of other promises as well. Just let me know your thoughts surrounding this. And what are your thoughts on, do you think the next way the government's going to give us a stimulus, do you think it could potentially be in Bitcoin? Or do you think he is just like being a joker here? Let me know your thoughts, family, and I'll read your comments out loud. And next, we'll be discussing a 6-figure target, and we'll also be discussing a 700,000 target as per Onchain analyst Willy Woo. So here we go. Check the comments. There has never, ever been a Bitcoin that's been a real coin, always digital. There's a physical representation of it, though. He was gifted it. I watched the event, and they actually gifted him the physical version of a Bitcoin. So there are some physical representations of Bitcoin because I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm from the government. I'm here to water the sidewalk. That's exactly what the government is good for, watering sidewalks. Stick in your lane, government. JV stablecoins are much more efficient than a CBDC. Western government already accepted the CBDC will not be accepted, but stablecoins, well, that's my point. A stablecoin is just a version of the CBDC. It's programmable money. Unless they use Tether USDT, something they don't have any control over. But if they just choose a stablecoin and they can program the stablecoin, then what's the difference between the stable and the CBDC? It'd be one and the same with a different name. Central bank digital currency, CBDC, stable, one and the same. So I follow you too, but it's so wrong. My best friend was mined Bitcoin blocks on IBM's Watson in 2012 at $5 and $10. I thought I missed the boat when it hit 20. Finally, I got in at 77. Why so late? Stat-wise. And again, shout out the OGs. Respect. That's legendary, family. Very legendary. Trust, but verify. Respect my authority. I see the blind man who picked up the hammer and saw. Bitcoin will no longer move up again. What planet are you in, Mark Lar? What dimension are you representing right now? Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, we're still currently correcting, but it's all good in the hood. Let's see if 60,000 holds. I think that's the next major target because it's a psychological level, being it's a even, 10,000 increment. So 60,000. And again, there's still a CME futures gap open at 58.5. So there's a possibility we drop a little lower potentially to close the gap. But there's no telling what the biddy is going to do. The biddy is on its own trajectory. The biddy is going to do what biddies do. Different market in JV. Stablecoin sounds so pretty. Yeah, I know. It don't sound bad because now CBDC got all the negativity attached to it. You're right. Charlene wrote, USA already has the CBDC, CUSD Mint. I have the original patent filed in 2009. Wow. And Hawaii used to settle trade between 37 countries worldwide now. Good to note. I appreciate that comment. Just reposted it on the stream. So thank you, Charlene. Are you tired of winning yet? Win bigly. Trump. Word. But there you go, yo. I miss the times when we were able to mine Bitcoin with pen and paper. Way before my time. Bitcoin's come a long ways in 15 years, family. We've come a long ways. Did you guys think that it would be a major topic of conversation for the presidential election this year? Because I think that took a lot of us by surprise. You know what I mean? Game theory playing out in U.S. politics. You already know. Unfortunately, he unexpectedly passed 2 years ago and never backed up his key for his wife. I've seen it all, fam. Damn. Sorry to hear that, brother. I missed. Yeah, man. It's wild. So, sure, Mark Lar, BTC. Yeah. Dough. I mean, think of all the people that lost their biddies for real probably 6 million lost Bitcoin, gone forever, which would take us down from 21 million to roughly the 15 million ballpark, which makes it that much more scarce. Bitcoin will never get to $100. Bitcoin will never get to 1,000. Bitcoin will never get to 10,000. Sure, Mark Lar. Precisely my sentiment. Hundreds of Bitcoin in the lost column. I mean, millions. Easy peasy. Free Ross. That's right. Free Ross. Day one. That's a given. We got to free the Ross. And let's not free Bankman-Fried, please. I mean, it's in the last name. That's why I feel it was written like it's biblical. Like Bankman-Fried. You can't make this up. Bankman. He's a banker's man. Gets freed by the bankers. Bankman-Fried. You're starting to read between the lines, family. Is that just a coincidence? Will the bank man get freed? Let me know. JB, what's the next catalyst? Man, I think the halving that we just had is going to send us 6 figures and above, multiple 6 figures, most likely. We'll see. I got some very bullish predictions for you guys. So let's just continue. Here's another bullish target for you guys. Headline here reads 95,000 or 120,000 next. Bitcoin traders diverge on the next Bitcoin price top. And thank you, Serge, for asking the question. Let's discuss some of these catalysts, eh? So Bitcoin's price could be on track to the next leg up of the bull cycle, which could see the world's first crypto hit the 120,000 mark. And ironic, we do have a $126,000 target cup and handle on the 1 week chart, which I outlined to you earlier, right? And according to the technical analysis from Mikey Bull, he wrote, Bitcoin is getting ready for the next wave of rally, which will bring it to 120,000 plus level. Buckle up your safety belt. Now, however, more conservative estimates are eyeing below the 100,000 level as a potential macro top. For instance, crypto analyst Mags expects Bitcoin next major milestone to be above the 95,000 mark based on technical chart patterns, as the analyst shared here. Bitcoin is still trading within a descending broadening wedge pattern. The price is consolidating near the upper resistance line. A breakout can lead to a massive upside rally. The technical target for this pattern is 95,700. Now, would you be disappointed, fam, if we moonshine to 95 G's and we don't hit 100? Let me know your thoughts. Now, contributing to the bullish sentiment, the Bitcoin new investors increased by 3% from the 57,000 level, yet new investors could increase by 50% as we reach the peak of the Bitcoin cycle, according to crypto researcher, crypto quant author, Axel Adler, who shared here. From the 57,000 level, the market gained 3% new investors. That's a lot, considering that after the FTX crash, the metric increased by 4%. The main influx of newcomers will resume with the price rise. And at the peak of the cycle, it should exceed 50%. So there you have it. There's some bullish targets. Let me know. Do you think we can hit 96 G's or potentially $120,000? And by what month do you think this is the most likely scenario? Holla at your boy, family. Before we dive into our feature story of the day, discuss the latest from Onchain analyst Willy Woo and his 700,000 price prediction. Let's go. That's why I have my keys backed up in multiple locations. I also have them memorized. If I were to die today, my children would have access to their wallets and my husband would have access to the biddy. Amen. Household wallet. I am prepared, especially since I almost died in 2020 in a car accident. I got a special notebook. What my family should know. Everyone should have one. It helps consolidate your personal records for your own use, as well as after passing. Well said there, Diana. It seems like the women think about this. Us men, we're many moves behind you, ladies, but very smart to do that, Diana and JC, respectively there. No, JV, my best buddy who died had hundreds because he mined, on the IBM Watson. He was a distinguished engineer. Security asked why it used so much power after he solved the block. He said, a program looped. Man, well, sorry to hear you lost your friend, and my condolences to his entire family there, fam. Sucks to hear when those leave us too early. Anyone in the 6 figures this year would be superb. I agree, Ricky. I think that would put us on track for multiple 6 figures in 2025. So I'm still optimistic personally that we hit the 6-figure level sometime in 2024. But let me know your thoughts. Mr. Bone Daddy says so true. Anything in the 6 figures. 6 figures So ready. 69 Gs. I mean, 69 was the previous cycle peak, and we're still below that. So I consider this a great BTFD buying opportunity.
It's almost time. Hold your breath, keep it tight. 69 G's gonna light up the night. Day up 69, pump appeal, we're on the brink, we're feeling sexy. 69 G heat, counting down, it's almost time. Hold your breath, be prepared to fly. Come alive with the big vibe. 69 G's come, young video. Wink at us, JV. We are all here. CNA fam is who.
And thank you again, Charlene. I appreciate all those comments and reposts. Longest streaming daily live Bitcoin show. We're watching you grow old in a time-lapse live stream. It's so true, though. I don't think there's another pod that has been going for 1,719 days straight, family. So thank you. And shout out everyone for the reposts. Jerry Reynolds, thank you for reposting some of the reposts. You guys are awesome. Keep the comments flowing. I see we got 1,300 people here on the stream right now. We're about to dive into our featured story of the day, and then we'll be doing about an hour of live Q&A and also premiering a brand new song, unreleased, just created literally today by Chandy. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, Chandy 10 Music, and let's freaking go. 79,000 all-time high adjusted for the current inflation. Shut up, Jacob Cook. This is how I realized electricity backed Bitcoin while nothing backed the fiat, or else IBM security wouldn't have bothered him. Good point. I have a Meta AI tell for the price of the biddy at the end of the year since 09, and I think it was wrong. Do you lock your keys in a bank box? Never put your keys in a bank box. Anything you put in the bank can be stolen by the government. 100%. It's happened before, just FYI. Safety security boxes are not safe to put private keys. Trust me on that one. We would need more big players, Russians, Chinese, Arabs who buy, because as long as there's only the BlackRock, they can keep the price at the level. Well, the good news, the game theory is in full effect, so there's plenty of competition on the way. But you already know. Anyways, fam, now for our feature story of the day. Bitcoin to explode by at least 975% to reach the ultimate price, says Onchain analyst Willy Woo. I'm going to be sharing with you his timeline he just recently shared. So here we go. Popular on-chain analyst Willy Woo is predicting that Bitcoin will ultimately hit a massive value for one key reason. He tells his 1.1 million followers on X that Bitcoin can capture 3% of the total wealth assets and soar more than 975% from the current value, quoting Willy Woo. Nobody knows what the ultimate price of Bitcoin will be, but simple math can give us an upper bound. All wealth assets is $500 trillion. If Bitcoin captured all of this, which is never going to happen, it'd be 24 million per coin, which is today's value before the future inflation adjustment. The question is, what will be the realistic allocation for everyone? Wealth management is very predictable, and money flows in a conservative manner according to known wisdom. Bitcoin, even in the early phase of an early or asset class, Fidelity recommends 1 to 3% allocation. And we have seen numbers as high as 85% from BlackRock. So if we assume 3% as a sensible allocation, then the lower bound of valuation is $700,000 per coin. So he's ultimately saying the bear scenario for the king with only a 3% allocation from the major asset managers into the biddy will take us to $700,000. If you want to calculate what an 85% allocation would do, whoa, I guess we can divide 85 by 3 and then multiply that and get an insane multi-million-dollar prediction, just FYI. Wu believes Bitcoin will hit the six-figure price target once the global adoption reaches somewhere between 16% and 50%. He says that the current Bitcoin adoption is only 4.7%, meaning we're just getting started, quoting him here. So now everyone is asking when. This is also a well-known phenomenon via the adoption S-curve. 16% is early majority, 50% is late majority. Wealth management is somewhere in this sector. So figure out when Bitcoin adoption enters 16 to 50%, world adoption is based on the yellow line. Wu shares an adoption S-curve chart comparing the asset to the internet's adoption rate. The adoption S-curve is often used to track the cumulative rate at which people adopt breakthrough technologies. And I mean, look at that. You can see compared to the red line, which is the internet adoption, comparing to Bitcoin, which you can barely see in that red versus the yellow line, Bitcoin showing just 4.7%. We're just getting freaking started. And lastly, Woo says the Bitcoin's market cap could eventually exceed all fiat currencies and prompt investors to look for alternative, higher performing investments at that point. Quoting him again, once the price produces a market cap exceeding all the fiat in the world, you won't be interested in the ultimate price. That's a fiat mindset based on current realities. After the inflection point, you'll only be looking for investments that can beat BTC. For starters, these are companies that store their profits in BTC. Example, MicroStrategy founder and executive chairman Michael Saylor was the first publicly company CEO to figure this out, but a lot more coming. And here's the actual tweet that he shared. I want to read this actually out loud to you verbatim because this is word for word what he shared just the other day. Nobody knows what the ultimate price of Bitcoin will be, but simple math gives us the upper bound. All wealth assets, 500 trillion. So if Bitcoin captured all of this, which is never going to happen, it'd be 24 million per coin, today's value before the future inflation adjustment. The question is, what will be the realistic allocation for everyone? Personally, I think 3% is very conservative. So that's a basis, what he is sharing here. Wealth management is very predictable and the money flows in a conservative manner, according to known wisdom. Bitcoin, even in this early phase of an asset class, Fidelity recommends 1 to 3% allocation, while we have seen numbers as high as 84.9% from BlackRock. And I have covered this multiple times. That would take the Bitcoin price well beyond 10 million per coin. FYI, it may even take Bitcoin as high as 100 million per bitty, which means if you hold 10 Bitcoin, you may become a billionaire someday, if hypothetically that were to play out. But I digress. If we assume 3% as a sensible allocation, and I note that was the number we used to share back in 2014, then the lower bound of the valuation is $700,000 per bitty. Price target range, 700,000, lower bound, 24 million, maximum bound. That's if everything went into Bitcoin, which clearly it probably more than likely never would. And that's in today's inflation adjusted numbers. Then he shared a little more insights here, as I shared regarding the Bitcoin adoption S-curve. Now everyone's asking when, the $1 million question, right? There's also a well-known phenomena via the adoption S-curve. 16% is early majority, 50% late majority. Wealth management is somewhere in the sector. So figure out when Bitcoin adoption enters the 16 to 50% world adoption based on this yellow line. So you already know, fam. And I think he also shared another post here. Once the price produces a market cap exceeding all the fiat in the world, you won't be interested in that 700,000 ultimate price. That's the fiat mindset based on the current realities. After this inflection point, also known as the tipping point, you'll only be looking for investments that can beat the bitty. For starters, these are companies that store their profits in the bitty. Saylor was the first publicly, CEO to figure this out, but a lot more coming. So there you have it, yo. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Willy Woo, and do you think the world will eventually put at least 3% of all the total assets in the world, total, I guess we call that total addressable market. Do you see that happening? 3%. And again, 3% will take us close to $1 million. Let me know your thoughts, and welcome, family, to the Q&A segment of the live show. Lasercat said wrong math is if you just put 100 billion into Bitcoin, the market cap would increase at least 3 to 10x with the ETF inflows for the small compared to the transfer to the grayscale. Word, the 1.114 Fibonacci sits at 400,000. The 1.236 sits at 3 milli, all before the next halving, April 2028. Let's freaking go. Jacob, I built a guitar and laser engraved my seed into my guitar before assembling it. I have multiple placements. Shh. Never tell people where you store those keys. It is real easy for the lawyers, accountants to play games with people's money when they have dementia. Exactly there, Bob. Good point. Does anyone know what Bitcoin was at every year at the end of the Genesis block? Good question. I don't have that data in front of me. I'm sure you can pull it up. There are a lot of leeches living off the fiat system maintenance and operation. Just saying, it was aha moment, like it was the Napster, but for banking. I like your predictions, Greg. I am being bearish, I guess. There you go. Bitcoin to 32,000 around the corner. The Saudi cousins want in. They will short it until they get their price to execute their $500 billion buy order, says Muhammad. Muhammad has been calling for 32 Gs for a while. That means another, Bitcoin getting chopped in half from the current price. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin, and 1 Bitcoin will always be equivalent to 1 Bitcoin. Stack your Bitcoin accordingly. There is only one non-GMO corn. It's called Bitcorn. Children of the corn. Corpse, pensions, retail, Miss 100, nations, etc. all absorb the grayscale and by far more. Let's go. Bob says market crashed all day, so why does Bitcoin crash now? People must need cash for margin calls. Muhammad says 32,000 to Bitcoin will be short-lived. Then it will Allah candle to 125 to 231,000. Double guarantee of your money back, says Muhammad, or your money back. And just FYI, not investment advice. Anything you hear on the stream, take with a grain of salt. And never invest what you can't afford to lose. Family, real talk. We got close to 1,400 people on the stream. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the support. We're going to be streaming probably for the next hour, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to end the poll in the YouTube. I asked the question earlier. Where do you think the bottom will be? And you guys have answered. So let's end the poll and I'll read the results out loud to you. And then we're going to switch it over to the Rumble. Here we go. Bitcoin bottoming before mooning. 45% of you say between 60 to 62 is the bottom. 24% of you say between 58 and 60. 18% of you say between 55 and 57. And 12% of you say 54,000 or lower. That's based on 227 votes. So there you have it. Now, if you're watching on the tube right now, you ain't got to go home, but you have to visit rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net because the YouTube stream is about to end, but we're going to continue uncensored for the extended version of the pod, exclusive on X and Rumble. So head on over to Rumble. Again, it's rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. Again, rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. And YouTube stream should be finishing up any moment, family. Let's continue with the uncensored version of the pod.